Hello, and welcome to you. And in this time, I'll prepare you a good one. You know that I have an addiction, so I have to follow up with my addiction of Latinos for Trump. So, in this video, we're just gonna be looking specifically to the cases of Cubans and Venezuelans, okay? Cubans and Venezuelan FAFO. So stay towards the end because it's gonna get really good, and make sure that you drop a like in this video.
How does it feel that the president you voted for is deporting you both to Libya?
I said, hey, viva Trump! Papi Trump, te amo!
Gracias, Trump. Chamo, eres el mejor, bro.
He been snatching all y'all kids from y'all. For Donald Trump. He got white people kidnapping y'all.
Who's that dude who was dancing? You know him? Because he didn't have to do his mouth like that. He don't got no pee on Trump. Send him a nomination, would you?
President Trump, we love you. We will support you all the way to the end. Thank you for everything you've been doing.
We have a message for you, President Trump, from all the way down from the RGV 956. Latinos for Trump here representing you. We've been with you since 2016. Co-founded Latinos for Trump. We pray for you, and it's time to what? Finish the wall!
Folks from Cuba that want to avoid an authoritative communistic regime like Castro somehow gravitate to the fucking Republicans. Look at these fucking assholes down here. Look at these flags on this fucking boat. You think that Trump in any way is going to help anyone that's not white? Cubans aren't light enough. To Trump and the people in power, you're nothing but la cucarachas.
Just ordered the deportation of 500,000 Cuban, Venezuelan, and Haitian immigrants that came here the right way. And my question for my fellow Cubans is, are y'all still feeling special?
Yes, and I cannot even believe how Venezuelans, okay, that they just came from that dictator. They know that this guy is a dictator because he checked all the marks, okay? Going against the press, check, okay? Finding a fake opposition and name calling the opposition, check. He has all of them. He has all of the check marks for a dictator, and they just want to vote for this dictator. A criminal, because most of the time dictators are criminals. I don't know why. I don't know why, because they just running away from some kind of crime that they committed. It was the same with in Venezuela with Chavez. He tried to talk the power by force, so he went to jail. So they are all convicted felon. That's a part. If you are a dictator and you are not a convicted felon, you are not a dictator. They have to be a convicted felon. That's like a part of the description job. Okay, so they know all these things, and they just decided they're just gonna go and vote for Trump. And now they all being deported. They're just crying. Oh, my husband's being deported. My grandma's being deported. My new is being deported. Who is getting deported? What the heck? He promised to you, he promised you that he's gonna deport 1 million people a year. Where do you think on the planet Earth he's gonna get those 1 million people? Because it's not 1 million criminals. Even if when you include people that are born here in the United States, and people that is just travel illegally, I don't think that we have 1 million criminals. Just comment below if you think that in this country we have 1 million criminals in this country, and they just been doing mass incarceration for a while, incarcerating people just for using drugs, incarcerating people for using marijuana. They've just been doing that for a while. And I just don't think that we have in this country, legal or and illegal, 1 million people incarcerated. And our rates of incarceration as a country are really high, are the highest on the whole planet. Okay, and even so, I don't think that we have 1 million people incarcerated, but just comment below if we have more than that. And even people that is already convicted and it's just already went to sentence, okay, as convict, I don't think that we have 1 million. Maybe we have 5 million between, you know, the ones that are in jail right now and the ones that they committed a crime. We may have 5 million people between all of them. So how is gonna get 4 million people in his presidency? Come on, let's do the math. Math doesn't lie. So stay towards the end because it's gonna get really interesting.
I want to send a message to the president. If the Venezuelan Americans voted for you in large numbers, they did so to remove criminals. Venezuelan Americans did not vote for you to criminalize the majority of the Venezuelans.
Venezuelans, law-abiding people, families, workers, neighbors, have had their legal status ripped away.
I'm sad, very sad. We lost what we consider protection from ever being deported. We felt protected having TPS. We had a work permit, social security. We could buy a house and more, Serie de Arte.
We have people who are working with papers, who are paying taxes. When we lose those workers, who are going to fill their jobs?
What is going to happen with the restaurants, with Amazon delivery, with Lyft, with Uber, with everything that Venezuelans do here?
Venezuelans feel that their only hope of Venezuela ever becoming a free country again go through the hands of Donald Trump.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
To my Cuban Americans who really did y'all a big one for Donald, how y'all feel? Because y'all whole country is now on the travel ban list. Y'all was out there bigly for Donald. I will vote for Donald Trump. And the whole country is on the travel ban list. How that work? Break that down for me. I want to say y'all voted for Donald Trump by 57%. How y'all feel? And somebody on here was saying, where are all the black artists who came out to advocate for the Black Lives Matter movement? They saving their voice. Go call Jenny on the block. Go call J-Lo talking about I get sandwiches from the bodega. Go call her. Because black artists ain't got time for this. When y'all completely rejected a black woman to their face. And so now you think we supposed to come out hooting and hollering like some monkeys in a zoo? That's not how this works. Go call Shakira. Go call them. You want somebody to advocate? Go call them. Maybe y'all can find Jenny on the block at the bodega.
So check this out.
Beg for compassion.
¿Qué le hicimos, Donald Trump?
What did we do to you, Donald Trump, to deserve this? Many of my people believed in you.
I'm worried because of the situation that me, my dad, and my mom have where we don't have papers yet.
Javier, did you support Donald Trump?
Sí, yo hubiese tenido ciudadanía.
If I was a U.S. citizen, I would have voted for Donald Trump.
And here's another one.
In the last election, who did you vote for?
I feel embarrassed to tell you. Trump promised a lot of things. I thought it would be more family values and those programs that we really need here.
One resident who would be impacted by Medicaid cuts is 64-year-old Irma Arredondo, who voted for Trump.
Literally every day these stories are popping up, and you know, I want to have more compassion and everything, but I'm literally becoming immune to this bullshit. For instance, the lady in the last video, the older lady, she goes on in the video to say that she voted for Donald Trump because of abortion, right? But now she is a sick woman. She's also the caretaker for 2 disabled young people, and now she's scared about losing Medicaid. him cutting Medicaid was talked about all throughout the election. You just didn't think it was going to affect you. Now it affects you, and we're supposed to give a shit? Family values? She said some shit like that. Like, oh my God. And the guy before that didn't speak English, he supported Donald Trump, and he's not even a citizen. Probably here undocumented, and he's literally talking about he supports Donald Trump. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Every day, the more stories I see like this, the less I give a fuck. I didn't care about all the other people you're going to hurt with your vote. Now that it's hurting you, we're all supposed to care and unite. Fuck you. Enjoy your vote. You want unity? Prove it during the midterms. Show out then. Vote for him. Vote against him then. Vote Democrat then. And then we can talk about unity. Till then, enjoy the mess that you made with the vote. Fuck you.
You want to understand why so many Cubans and Venezuelans support Trump? It's not random, it's survival trauma. Now, I'm Venezuelan, and my country didn't just fall apart because people were lazy or dumb. It fell apart because people were hopeful, and the government used that hope to gain power. They offered free healthcare, free education, help for the poor, and people said, yeah, that's what we need. But behind the scenes, there was no real plan. Venezuela relied almost entirely on oil. So when the prices dropped, there was no backup. And instead of adjusting, the government just tightened control. They silenced the media, they jailed opposition members, and they rewrote the rules to stay in power. Now here in the US, I see some of the cracks. Censorship, political weaponizing, blind loyalty to parties, media manipulation, and I get it. I really do. Why so many Latinos run away from anything that sounds like socialism. We've lived the nightmare version of that. But here's the thing. What destroyed Venezuela wasn't the idea of free programs, it was the corruption, the unsustainable policies, and the unchecked power behind them. America isn't Venezuela, yet. But if we stop thinking critically, if we vote out of fear instead of facts, it absolutely can happen here too.
And I had to say that I don't agree with her, and I'm from Venezuela, you guys know. I don't agree with her at all, okay? I do understand that so many Latinos want to vote for a dictators because that's their comfort zone. They just been in dictatorships for so long, and it seems like in Latinos countries, dictatorship seems to work in some of them, okay? So I think that's the reason why they decided to vote for a dictator. But I just don't think there is something that it's just I cannot even believe it. It doesn't make sense that you support Trump, because Trump, it goes against all the Latinos' values. First, appeal. Okay, we are clear that it's appeal. So, where's the Catholic Church in this church in this one? I just don't understand. The whole thing is so messed up. It is a man that from the first time that he went down in that escalator for the first time, he just said Mexicans were rapists, and then we have 55 or 60% of the Mexican men voted for a man that is calling them rapists, and we had like 40% of Puerto Ricans men voting for Trump because he say Puerto Rico is a garbage island. So come on, just help me to understand this. Just help me to understand this, because I cannot. I just can't. I just don't know if I have limited belief. I just don't know if I have a limited critical mind thinking. I don't know what it is, but I cannot understand it.
Florida Cubans by far voted for Trump.
Yes.
Ain't no Cubans coming out supporting no blacks.
Right.
And together we will make America great again. Ay, 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 por Dios. Yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. Repítelo. Ay, 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 por Dios. Ay, por Dios. Yo voy a votar por quién? Por Donald
The viral deportation video of Los Tres de la Habana singer is false. The woman crying in that clip isn't even part of the group. But here's what's real and worth talking about. This week, a nice whistleblower came out saying agents are being pushed to hit deportation quotas, even if the people they're arresting have no criminal records. They're being told, get those numbers up. And that's real. And yes, Los Tres de la Habana, that group, did support Trump. They made a whole song about him, and for some Cuban Americans, seemed to make sense at the time. Trump took a hard stance on Cuba and Venezuela, and many Cuban exiles took that as strength. But here's the thing, turns out supporting Trump doesn't yield you from a broken immigration system. Quotas do not care who you voted for. The system comes for everyone eventually. And trust me when I say one fake video doesn't make the fear unreal. These quotas are hurting our families, and we need to continue talking about it.
You see, I voted for Trump because he needs to get rid of those immigrants and those illegal ones that are doing all the crimes. I vote for Donald Trump. What do you mean? My wife's getting deported. Well, but she's working on getting her immigration. She's getting her green card. What do you mean? But Trump said he would only get he said he would, but help me. No, is that ice at my door? Oh no.
I am really wondering how the Venezuelans are feeling right now. How are they feeling right now? And I'm talking about the ones that voted for Trump. How can they live with themselves? Because we just had the Supreme Court that said they don't have any protections. Remember that video that I made that they were waiting for a Hail Mary? They really thought that there was going to be a Hail Mary done for the court, and they didn't blame Trump at all for him lifting the TPS, talking about it was unlawful. So how you feeling? How you feeling? Because tú votaste por Trump, right? Tú dijiste, este mi hombre. He hates you. He hates you. Y no lo entiende, ¿la? And no te amas. He looks at you as less than a person. So here we are, in which TPS is no longer like a really illegal option. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but now a lot of Venezuelans are going to have to leave. Thank you to all those Trumper Venezuelans. You did this to your own people. Bye.
Venezuelan community feeling right now, especially in the context of these deportations?
Desperate, terrified. There are people with mental health issues. There are people with panic attacks, anxiety attacks. They rather to die than go back to Venezuela, and then
people
we have
are
to stop.
Talking about taking their lives.
I have those messages
because the situation
because
here
of the situation. They rather
so
to take their own lives, yes, than go back to Venezuela.
The ripple effects affecting families.
And I agree with this woman. How can you live with yourself? Do you hate yourself so much that you have to vote for someone that hates you? Do you hate yourself so much that you have to vote for someone that is proven his dad was a member of the KKK? Do you hate yourself so much that you have to vote for a person that have been proven that he discriminated against Black people, Latino people, every time the people wanted to apply to their apartments, because at that time it was Daddy Trump, okay? It was alive. Okay, so how can you do that? How can you do that? Okay, how can you just hate yourself so much that you are just willing to do those things to yourself and put your kids in such a bad situation? It was a case of a Cuban that he voted for Trump, and I think he was living in like an all white neighborhood or something like that, or a majority white neighborhood, and he voted for Trump. He had the Trump flag in his front porch, okay? And immediately when he voted for him, it seems like his kids were playing with white kids, and the white kids told him, oh, now you're gonna have to come back to your country because Trump just won and you all guys gonna get deported. And do you think these kids, they are saying this because they just come out with these things? No, the parents are saying these things at their houses. And how can you vote for someone that you know that is gonna deport you and make your kids feel less, okay? This is just crazy. This is just crazy. They got to stop hating themselves so bad like this.
It's been a minute since I've had a fuck around and find out moment. So today, this is for Luis Valdez Cocho, one of the activists that was really going crazy for Latinos for Trump. He's a Cuban immigrant who was going crazy in Florida screaming for Latinos for Trump, and now he has been deported, and he is waiting in a detention center right now. So you get what you get, I guess, don't you? Adios. I just don't understand how you thought it was going to go any other fucking way.
Are we having fun yet? Cubans for Trump, baby. Make America Great Again, Part 5. Y'all, it's real wild what's happening with the Supreme Court and how they are removing protected status for over 500,000 Cubans and other immigrants. But it's always been wild, and even wilder during this presidency, to see those very immigrants proudly back Trump. But now, realizing, baby, he's coming for you too. Let's talk about it. Because what they thought was they were going to play a game of eeny, meeny, miny, mo and pick and choose some immigrants. But I guess not them. Because, baby, they was cheering loud. And y'all, I've been thinking about this for a long time. How so many immigrants of color come to the United States and quickly align themselves with whiteness. Many looking down on Black Americans, buying into the same tired stereotype that we're lazy, criminals, a burden, dangerous. And baby, they can't wait to use the N-word. They're taught to see us as the problem, or worse, the enemy. But what they don't see, or what they refuse to see, is the real enemy is the systems you're cozying up to the white supremacist structures that they think will protect them. These are the same ones that view all of us as disposable when convenient. And here's the hard truth. The only reason that these immigrant protections even exist, the only reason they had the privilege to come here and build new lives, is because of Black civil rights advocacy, period. It was Black Americans who fought, who were hosed down, bled, and died to dismantle unjust laws and push for equality, not just for ourselves, but for everyone that came after us. Every opportunity they've had, the right to work, the right to go to school, to stay in this country, rests on the backs of Black struggle and resistance. Yet too many of them forget. Too many ignore history, the very history that gave them access to the very systems that are now turning on them. It's a deep betrayal, not just of us, but of justice itself. And baby, while I feel for them, you were warned. These same immigrants, happy to align themselves with whiteness, vote for politicians who harm them and turn their backs on us. Us, the people whose struggle made it possible for their opportunities. Now when deportations are happening left and right, they're realizing whiteness don't love you either, baby. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. I don't know how many times I need to say this. There is no protection in aligning yourself with whiteness. There's no protection in turning your back on the very Black folk who paved the way, who fought and bled for the rights you enjoy. Because when things get real, and baby, they get real, you'll find yourself alone. The same white supremacists that they cozied up to, they'll turn on you without hesitation. And here's what's even more heartbreaking. You thought you were protecting yourself by siding with them, by distancing yourself from us, by playing the respectability game. But baby, the game was rigged from the start. You were never meant to win, and you never were going to. And now, as you watch deportations, the removals, the betrayals, as you hide in fear, not knowing if you or your family is next, baby, you're seeing it in real time. The panic is setting in. The illusion, it's shattering. And the truth you tried to ignore is now knocking at your door. As Black Americans, we've always fought for justice, for everyone. We know how it feels to be treated unjustly. But let me be clear, we're done putting ourselves on the line for those who won't even stand with us. This time, you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. Happy Black History 365. And I'll see you next time.
And we just made it towards the end of this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Thank you for the privilege of your time. You don't know how I appreciate that you just watch my videos, that you just given a like to this video, your comments. Okay, I do read all your comments. Sometimes people put comments that I just cannot give a like, but I do read them all. Okay, and I just don't have sometimes time to put likes to all the videos, but I do try to do my best in giving likes and also to answer some of them. So please, 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 please leave me a comment, okay? Tell me, where are you seeing me from, okay? Because I have a lot of people, you will be surprised, but I do have a lot of people that watch me from other countries, or countries of Africa, or countries, European countries, okay? So I would love to hear about you, about your life. What are you cooking for dinner tonight if you're cooking? Otherwise, if you are just picking up something to eat, just let me know in the comments below. What are you picking up for lunch, dinner, or breakfast, depending on the time that you are just watching this video. But just thank you, and just help us to support liberal media, subscribing to this channel. MAGA not have all the subscribers, MAGA not have all the views, but help us to support liberal media. Okay, you guys take care. Thank you. Bye bye.